Hello readers and writers, I'm MJ, and it's time for another book haul. So, I normally start my book hauls off with books that I bought myself, and I think this book haul covers 2 months. I'm not entirely sure, but I see 2 months worth of book box, so I'm going to go with 2 months. It is everything that I've gotten since my last book haul, and during that time, I have not bought myself a single book. Are you impressed? Because I'm impressed. However, I was book fairying a book. I don't know. There's just something so exciting about having a book show up unexpectedly in your mailbox, and I got Casualty of Fate. And this was given to me by a fellow bookstagrammer who is absolutely amazing. I will link her account down below, and I really appreciate this. This is an indie published thriller that I had in my wish list because I saw it and thought it looked really amazing, and I'm so excited to have it and to read it. I don't know about you, but sometimes I put books in my wish list and then I kind of forget that they're there. Like, that's the whole reason I put them in my wish list, is so I remember that I want to go back and get them. So to have like one of them randomly show up at my door is amazing, and I'm so thankful, and I cannot wait to pick this up. Next, I'm going to go through the books from my book boxes. Now, I have cut down on my book boxes because I just can't afford them all anymore, and I couldn't keep up with the reading. So between all of that reasons, I've decided that I narrowed it down to my most top 2 book boxes. So moving forward, I will be continuing with Rainbow Crate and then Illumicrate, but I did switch to the book-only version, which doesn't save a lot, which is why I was holding off, but it does save some, and it also decreases just the amount of stuff I have in my house because it's just getting to be too much. So for those reasons, yeah, so I will no longer be getting an Unplugged book box. Their books are stunning and I love them, and I highly recommend you check them out, especially if you want a book box that does like diverse reading styles, like reading genres, because they're great for that, and their books are stunning. I love the book box. Highly recommend. If they ever want to partner with me, I would be on board with that in a heartbeat, but I just couldn't keep I couldn't keep them. So I also have stopped Fairy Loot, so I will no longer be getting any Unplugged book boxes from this point because I already paused it, and no more. I will not longer be getting any Fairy Loot adult book boxes either. Moving forward, I do have one book to unhaul. I have opened it. I just haven't. I just have been storing it in the box. And this would be my last one. Part of the reason for stopping my Fairy Loot subscription, their books are stunning as well. I just find that their adult books may as well be YA, and it's just not really for me. Like, even the age, like, I don't understand why the books they pick actually are adult instead of YA. They're just the same formula of that, and often the same age as the YA books, and I just couldn't see the difference between the two. So I decided that that's one that I'm finding more books. They're stunning, but I'm finding I don't jive with their book selections very well, which leaves me just going and trying to sell them off to recoup the money that I paid on it, and I don't want to keep having to do that. So I am just stopping the subscription. So the last book that I had that came in, yes, I kept it in the box and the original container because honestly I'm not sure I'm keeping this one. I haven't decided yet. I want to love this one because it is Blood Forged. It is one that I'm anticipating, but I'm just not sure if I am. And if it's not, then it's something I want to make sure it's in as pristine condition as possible, because this is a book that I think is going to be beloved by many. I realize that my tastes are not everyone's tastes, nor should they be. But also, I'm really hoping I do love it, and then I can put the stunning book on my shelves. So I have the ebook version of this, so I'm going to read it that way first and kind of just keep this one in this container for now until I figure out if it's for me or not. I've not yet received September's Illumicrate book. I don't know if I skipped it or if it's just late. So I only have one Illumicrate book to share, and this is the Jasad Heir, which I am really looking forward to. I think this is a book that I'm going to absolutely enjoy. But it is another one where there's like, you know, this royalty person is forced into this life, and then there's this love interest, and she's going back and forth about who she wants to be and who she should be, and then there's loving and romance, and but it's gonna have a different viewpoint, and I've heard really good things about it, and the cover's stunning, so I wanted to give it a chance, and so I have it, and I'm going to read it and hopefully love it. So y'all watch me for the sci-fi and the queer books, right? I mean, because obviously if you're into romantasy, you think I'm weird, and it's valid. It's a very valid point. Alright, next we have Rainbow Crate books, and Rainbow Crate gives you 2 books per book box. So in August, we have the traditionally published book, Stars Hide Your Fires, by Jessica Mari Best, I think. I don't know, this font is not, it's not great for me. I don't know. Alright, according to the Rainbow Crate Nutrition Facts, this is 100% sapphic, is 15% non-binary, 100% queer normative, 100% inclusive gender system, and 10% addiction. The plot is whodunit, spies, grand ball, enemies to allies to lovers, and it's 100% YA, so I don't know. I want to like this. We'll find out if I do like this. Okay, what I really do like is that the first line of the author's note is talking about them having ADHD. So, mad respect for that. So, this book has found family, an attempted heist, mystery in space. Mystery in space, that I'm excited for. A bit of pointed social commentary, I'm down for that. Food as an expression of care, so trigger warning for potentially. And a jaded character clashing with an idealistic, and yes, plenty of queer characters, 2 of which may develop feelings for each other. Okay, so I am so much more excited about this because it doesn't look like the romance is the main aspect of it. There seems to be so much more going on, and yeah, so much more excited for this book now. So, if you've read it, let me know what you think. The Rainbow Crate indie book for August is Prince and Assassin. This is obviously a male romance, because just look at the cover. Here is the spine. Stunning. I'll take the jacket off in a minute and show you. But this is 100% gay, 50% lesbian, 50% black, 50% East Asian, 50% South Asian. The plot, it's 150 grams. I don't know what I've grams. Anyways, the plot is assassins, princes, pining. Hidden identities. It is 100% adult. Yes. So, very, excited for the adult aspect of it. I know they do try to get the indie and adult more because traditionally published queer books are typically YA. There's so few adult ones, or the adult ones tend to be a little bit more heavier topics, and why I wish they would slip some of those in every now and then. I get it may not be their primary demographic, so I do really like that they focus on a lot more adult-centric indie authors, and again, I get to discover a lot of new indie authors this way. So this is by Tavia Lark. It looks like this book is about someone who's supposed to go kill somebody else, and instead they fall in love. So we'll see what I think about it, because I'm not sure. But it could go either way. Either way, stunning. Oh, and to show you the inside, because that is above and beyond. I don't know any other book that has foiling on the inside cover except maybe Brandon Sanderson's. There. And that. I love them. I love them so much. So, before I do September Rainbow Crate books, a quick interjection about why I still have my Rainbow Crate subscription when I've downsized so many of them. First of all, it's queer, and it is a queer book box that I really want to support. They definitely do try to be very supportive of their authors and the community. They do try and make sure that they're taking a moral stance. I don't know if I necessarily always agree with the stance, but I do appreciate them thinking it through and having critical thoughts that I may not be aware of. And to know that they're not only trying to do the best for their company, but they're trying to do the best for the subscribers and the queer community in general. And I have mad respect for that. It does seem like they're really cool human beings. Obviously, I mean, through social media, you don't necessarily really know anyone, but they seem like they're really cool human beings. So I do want to continue to support this book box as it grows. I know plenty of other people are supporting them as well, and that's amazing and awesome. But also, I really love their support for the indie book community and the queer indie book community, because for so many queer authors, self-publishing and indie publishing is really how they can get their book out there. And again, it may be a little bit too romance heavy for me at times. I understand that that is, again, a me thing, but they do try and also include A-spec perspectives, balancing it out, but also like non-binary perspectives. So they do, I mean, there's a whole spectrum of LGBTQ identities that they have to balance out when they're coming up with representation for their book. And I know that they do take that into account. And I think when it starts getting a little bit too heavy in one direction, they kind of pull it back. And I do really, really appreciate the fact that they've created this separate After Dark box that they have now relabeled so that it's not the adults box. Thank you for doing that. So really didn't like that at first. And so again, see, they listen, and then they have a book, a special box for people that like it a lot spicier, and I really appreciate that as well. So sometimes I skip a month. Sometimes the books don't necessarily connect with me, but it is a box that I always want to support because I know they are looking out for the community, and I really, really appreciate that. So now on to September's pick. The traditionally published book selection for September is Teach the Torches to Burn by Caleb Roehrig. And this, let's look at the nutrition facts. This is a Chilean, 100%, gay, 100%, asexual, 75%, aromantic, 50%. See, they do try and like slip in those books, and I appreciate that. It is 100% Starcrest lovers, or 100 grams. See, the grams things throw me off. Anyways, it is Star-Crossed Lovers, Friends to Lovers, Meet Cute, Stolen Kisses, and very young adults. Not as big a fan as that, but I do like the Arrow Ace rep that's coming in here. It is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, so I'm very interested to see how this is actually going to play out. Keeping with the theme, their indie book of the month is a retelling of Frankenstein, which is probably my favorite classic book. I reread the original Frankenstein with my kid last year, and I don't know why I don't have like a whole collection of special editions of that book. I don't even own it, not an ebook, but again, shelf space, so there's that. So this book is called, helps if I'm holding it up the right way. Oh, okay. I swear I can't read this. Alright. This book is called Unwieldy Creatures. It is by Addie Tassi. Addie Tassi. Sorry, this font and me did not go together very well. It is another stunning, beautiful book. I really like the purple and the green together, because when you take off the hardcover, it's a green foil underneath. This book is amazing, and it's retelling of Frankenstein, and I really, really hope that I love it. Also, to show you the end caps. How beautiful this is! Alright, so this book is 100% sapphic, 100% biracial, 100% Asian, 75% disability, and 50% neurodiversity, which I'm really excited to see, because the whole topic of the next box is neurodiversity. So it's really great. And it's about creating your own family, running away, experimental science, and belonging, and it's 100% adults. Oh, I really, really, really hope I love this book, because I am so excited for it. I mean, it's just a retelling of Frankenstein, but it's going to be different, and it's going to be queer. Which, I don't know. I think Mary Shelley, if she was born now, would have wrote Frankenstein queer in the first place. I mean, she was revolutionary enough in the 1800s. I mean, she invented science fiction. A teenage girl. I mean, in the 1800s. I mean, how fantastic is that? Anyways, enough fan personing. Very excited about this book. Really, really want to love it. And there we go. So the next books were all books that were given to me by the publishers, and I really appreciate all of them for sending me these to read and to review. Probably this first one is the one I'm most excited about and will be picking up first, is Where Peace is Lost. I probably should have already picked it up. So basically there was this war, and then the war ended, and so now they're like soldier refugees. They're just kind of like existing on the edge of the galaxy, and some people want them to like guide them to a device where they want to deactivate it, and that's where, you know, the shenanigans begin. So yeah, sounds very, very interesting. Oh, and it's published by Harper Voyager. Then I have Assistant to the Villain, which I've seen amazing things for. I'm very, like, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily seem exactly like my thing, but I'm really interested in it, and I've heard really great things, so I'm really excited to pick it up. I'm a little bummed that I did not get the art copies with the sprayed edges, but I'll get over it. And also, hard push of this book. They have a targeted distribution of 300,000 books. Could you imagine if I could send out 300 copies of my books to, like, reviewers? How fantastic would that be? In fact, total side point, if I ever won like the lottery or that's what I would do with my money, is I would send out, at least part of it, I would send out review copies to people for my books. I know, I have such lofty goals. So this book is basically about someone goes and gets a job and they end up being the assistant to the villain. And then it's them in that role. And then they develop a crush on their villain boss. So that's the part I'm not sure how I'm going to jam with that. But we're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. And I will tell you. It may be a little bit too spicy for me, but I haven't heard one way or the other, to be honest. I just heard it's really good and people really like it, so there's that. This is one I'm very, very excited about. It's called Data Baby, and it's by Susanna Brislin. So I'm a huge geek, in case you haven't known. My master's degree is in developmental psychology, and I work with research, so I love data, I love statistics, not as much as I like writing, but we're not going to go there. And this is a book that releases on November 7th, 2023, and it is about the author is part of this longitudinal study. So it's a study that follows people throughout their time, and it's so it looks like a 30-year-old long study. It's a pretty famous study that if you've studied psychology at all, you've heard about, and it's kind of like her perspective of that. And I think yeah, so the author is an investigative journalist, so I think it's going to get into a little bit more depth about the study itself and the research, and not just her personal thoughts and feelings on it, although hopefully there's that in here as well. But when I saw this, I totally geeked out, and I was so happy to get this one in the mail. Yeah, I know, niche, but this is what I'm excited about. I was really surprised when this showed up in my mailbox. I was not expecting it. It is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Yeah, no, it's not happening. This is the author of The Silent Patient. I don't know if you saw my review of The Silent Patient, but it is about a woman who can't speak and is in a mental health facility, a long-term, I'll show you that in a second, in a long-term mental health facility. It is a thriller, and the author said that their sister is a clinical psychologist, and so that's where they did their research from. And I don't know if like their research was just one conversation, but it was not enough. It was extremely poorly researched. They should have done more than just talking to their sister. And not every clinical psychologist specializes in every specific thing. So just because someone is a psychologist does not mean they have a specific background in specific instances. And it just didn't work for me, honestly, at all. So I did avoid their last book completely. But now this one's out, and I got an arc of it, and I don't know how I feel about it. But I have decided I'm going to give it a shot and see what I think. I'm going to give him another chance. It's third book, and I would, as an author, I would like someone else to give me another chance, because I have written very different books, and I think I've grown as an author, and I want to see, since I have the book, if I feel like he has as well, and I will give an honest review of it, of what I think. So, and it came with this. This is their little marketing promo for it. So he definitely makes the money. But I'm gonna open it up.
The wind was fierce that night, the night of the murder. It was ferocious, furious, crashing through trees, tearing along pathways, whistling, wailing, snatching all other sound and racing off with it. Leo was outside when he heard the gunshots. He was on his hands and knees at the back of the house, being sick in the vegetable garden. Just then, the wind sped towards him, hurling the sound straight at him. Bang, bang, bang. Leo pulled himself up. As steadily as he could, he battled his way against the gale in the direction of the gunfire, away from the house, along the path, through the olive grove, toward the ruin. And there, in the clearing, sprawled on the ground, was a body.
So I know that is supposed to make me want to read this more. and it does not. Also, it totally scared my cat. This releases on January 16th, 2024, and I will let you know my thoughts on it. And one last book, hopefully before my battery dies, is another nonfiction book called Imposter No More, and it's about imposter syndrome, and it's overcoming self-doubt and imposterism to cultivate a successful career. I don't know how self-helpy this is going to be. Sometimes I don't really like pseudo-psychology books, but if they have enough science to back them up and enough substance, then I really enjoy them. I did request this, so I'm really happy I was approved for it. I really am excited to read it. Imposter syndrome is something I suffer from hugely. I know a lot of us do, but I do a lot. So yeah, so I'm really hopeful and excited to pick up this book. So that is my book haul. I am surprised it is this big. I've got so many books to read that I'm really excited. Thank you for all the publishers. Thank you for the Book Fairy. And keep reading, keep writing, and until next time.